The story in the gospel today is profound and beautiful and deeply significant. What must I do to gain eternal life? Well, you must learn the integrity of all things and honor it and respect it. Ah, yes, but I have done these since I was youth. I have done these. What more must I do? And Jesus says, well, there is one thing, frankly, that in your heart you have set up as God, that you have placed all your trust in to make sure that your life is long and happy and secure and healthy, and that is your possessions and your wealth. You have enthroned that God very nicely. And just at this point, while your wealth holds, everything is going fine. And you are able to keep these commandments, which is right and just. But the day may come when that great wealth is threatened, when there is a severe threat that indeed you might begin to lose it. And then on that day, in the service of your God, you will begin to manipulate and use other people according to your ends. You will begin to violate their integrity. You will begin again and again and again and again to undo every one of the commandments, to create an injustice that undoes the world as you desperately seek out of fear to save your life in the service of the God you believe will bring you security and peace and happiness. Ah, the trouble with Jesus is that he just sees a little too far than we want him to see. He's not just another man. He is the eternal God who peers into the human soul and the unfolding of all the things that lie within us. Perhaps in that view, you can understand how profound what Jesus is saying to him. It's not just a little test. It's not that he's wealthy. It is that he has enthroned his wealth and possessions as his God, the source of his salvation. And so therefore, in all honesty, it is not available. It is not available to God to inspire him to bring justice to others and healing and hope to his world, because it is already busy being his God, making sure that nothing bad happens to him. Oh, if there's a little bit left over, I'm sure he'll be happy to be generous with it. But that's not the point. The point is much deeper and much more profound. And as we approach the altar this morning, we are asked to examine ourselves. What would we say to Jesus if we pressed him the way the young man did? What would we say to him, even if we were able to say, yes, Lord, I have led a relatively good life? Would he look into our hearts? Would he see there enthroned anything in which we have vested the hope of our salvation, and for which, if push came to shove, we would do any injustice in defense of? God seeks the freedom of the human heart. And in one of the passages, it's very beautiful. It may be a parallel passage to this, told from another perspective. It says that Jesus looked at the young man with love, not with disdain, but with love. He saw a soul, as he sees in each of us, with love, that wishes to be free, that he longs to bring to freedom. But freedom is not an easy thing for us to attain, not because the world has placed many obstacles before it, but because in the landscape of our own hearts, there are sometimes great walls that bar us from it.